All right, guys, welcome. We are going to discuss 2A today, and I would like to guide you through this lesson a little bit and tell you what I expect from you. And today we will just work with students' book. Now, if you look at the exercise 1, they ask you to look at photos A to E, and they ask you, would you enjoy these activities? Why or why not? Here you can just write it for me. All right, you write it somewhere in your file. You can just write it actually in here on your book and just take a picture later. Then I will leave these two listening files here. It will be 1.15 and 1.16. You will need to use them to finish some exercises here. So if we go back, what they want you to do in exercise 2 is match the two of the nouns below with each photo. So look at the photos here, all right, and find the right places in the right picture. So what can you see in the picture, and match them with the correct photo. Then you can listen to it and you can check, all right, but if you don't want to, it's okay. You can just look at the photos and find the correct words. Let me help you with the landscapes here, because sometimes the pronunciation can be quite strange. Now we have the word cave, then we have cliff, we have desert, and be careful because the word desert can have the different spelling as well. We can say dessert, and dessert is something that you eat, right? It has double S, and then if you use this word, then it's desert, and it means something completely different. This is your task to find what they mean, all right, these words. I don't want to tell you here right now. You need to self-study right now. Now we have the word forest, and then we have hill, lake, mountain, ocean, river, rocks, shore, stream, valley, volcano, and waterfall. All right. In my opinion, there should be a few more words that are not in the book, but I want to tell you. So the first word we should learn, tundra. Tundra. Also in Czech, we say tundra. I don't know if you've heard this word before, but you can tell me later. Now, tundra is a very large area of land in the north, and it's the place which is very cold, and there are no trees. Trees do not grow, and the ground below the surface is permanently frozen. So you can imagine this kind of landscape in Iceland or Siberia in northern Russia. So a place where you can find fox, bears, all right? And something grows there, but you will not find trees, all right? It's already too cold. And on the other hand, if you go to very hot areas where trees don't grow too, because it's simply too dry, then you will find savanna, all right? Now, savanna would be in American English, savanna, and then the spelling is a little bit different. There's no H at the end. So this one is tundra is in the cold areas. Savanna would be found in hot areas, and it's too dry, so not much grows there. You can imagine the gazelles and antelopes and lions there, right? So this is the place where they live. And then we have swamps. Swamp is also a kind of landscape. This is usually found nearby forests, and this is an area that is very wet, all right? You can find crocodiles and alligators there if you are unlucky to see them there. Now, there's also a different word, jungle. You can also find jungles, all right? A tropical forest in which trees and plants grow very closely together. Now, a jungle is different from a forest. Jungle is a forest that is very old, and it is the place where it rains a lot. So you will find it in very hot areas. All right? Now, don't forget to check the difference between the word stream and river. All right? I want you to self-study for this. I will give you some feedback if need be. Then you can also use the word, we have the word shore. You can use the word coast as well. All right? Coast. These two words are basically the same. All right, coast is more likely to be used for sea and ocean, you know, where ocean and the land meet. And then when you use the word shore, shore is more common for lakes. All right, but I mean, if you use the word shore for the sea, it's nothing too serious. All right, so shore and coast are basically the same. But honestly, I would not say the word coast if I talked about a lake. All right, so just be careful there. Coast is just for where ocean and the sea meet the land. All right, when you're finished with exercise 2, like this, then have a look at exercise 3. Over here, before you begin, I would like you to put these adjectives into their opposites. All right, so we have dark, and what is the opposite of dark? We have deep. What's the opposite of deep? You can use dictionary here, guys, don't worry. All right, and when you're done with that, look at exercise 4 and put the adjectives to these words over here so that they make logical sense. All right, for example, dark forest, dark cave, dark valley, but I cannot say dark stream, dark waterfall, dark lake. I can't. All right, this doesn't make much sense. So be careful to use those adjectives properly. All right, and again, you can write it over here. You can write on your book, but use pencil. Yeah, it might be better. Now, if we continue, then you have a listening exercise here. I will leave this listening file on Google Classroom, so you can download it. You can listen to 4 adverts and match 3 of them with photos A to E. All right. So they will describe some kind of holiday probably, and you need to match it with the correct picture and how people spend their time. Now, if then you listen again, and I would like you to finish the exercise 6 with the correct prepositions. All right, and there can be along, behind, beside, down, and so on, and put them to the correct place. Now, there's one example: kayak across icy lakes and shallow rivers. So across would be you go across, jet přes něco. Then icy lakes takže kajakem napříč nebo přes ledová jezera, nebo i ledovcová, bychom mohli přeložit. Máme shallow rivers, mělké řeky. Alright? Now, speaking of ice, I want to tell you something more about this. We have the word iceberg, as you see in the picture here. Alright? This is an iceberg. That means you will find it on top, on the surface of an ocean. All right, a large mass of ice that floats in the sea. Important, it floats. Okay, and then we have another word, and that is glacier. All right, and now a large mass of ice which moves slowly. So glacier is on land, and iceberg is in the sea. Okay, don't forget, guys, because you know in Czech we have the word ledovec, and ledovec can be you know, in the sea, it can be on land. But in English we have 2 words: glacier, and then we have iceberg. So be careful. You feel free to use it later in the exercise. All right. Fine. So please finish this, guys. In exercise 6, let's just recycle a little bit of your knowledge. So we have the expression when I want to describe existence of something, that something exists, then I say there is or there are. And that depends on whether what I'm talking about is countable or uncountable. There is for countable nouns that are singular or uncountable nouns. And we use there are for plural nouns that are obviously countable. Now, there is a forest, so I can count how many forests. And then there are trees. Right? And then there is some snow. I cannot count the word snow. So snows doesn't exist as a word. So it cannot have plural. And that's why I must say there's snow. And if I want to say how much, I can say there is much snow, there is some snow, there is a little snow. That's it. So guys, over here, use there is or there are. Don't forget to remember whether it is countable or not. And then match them with the photos. All right, so put it to the right photo again. And then the last one, number 8, work in pairs. Unfortunately you can't, but I would like you to describe a typical landscape in your country. Look, we have some landscapes here, but I would say look at the whole world, okay? So you can practice more. You can actually write it down. I think when it comes to speaking, I will give you a presentation, right? I will choose a few people randomly, and I will give them a presentation about 2A. They will have to bring pictures and describe places around the world and describe the landscape. So now you can use as much vocabulary from this lesson as you can, and remember to use there is, there are. So look at the pictures and describe the pictures for yourself. That would be the best, to speak for yourself. But for me, please write it down somewhere. Describe places around the world. Think of places like Russia, Africa, or our country and South America. Think about what kind of landscapes they have there, and then describe them with there is or there are. All right? So, gentlemen, to summarize, I want you to finish exercises 1 to 8. For exercises 5, 6, and 2, you will find the listening file on Google Classroom. All right, just below the instructions. Okay. If you have any problem here, feel free to ask me. I will also announce some people, probably two. I'll announce 2 people who have to give me a presentation about this. They will have to choose some landscapes around the world, find a picture online, and make a presentation, all right, where you will put these pictures together. And then you will describe what you see in those pictures, what kind of landscapes. All right, so I will choose 2 people randomly, but everybody must finish exercises 1 to exercise 8. All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. And in the following lesson, we will continue with the same lesson, but on workbook. Okay, this will be in workbook. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.